right. This is the motor that I have been using on my German equatorial mount that I've been building. It is a 200 step motor attached to a gearbox that's 101 ratio. It has 20 arc minutes of backlash built into it, into this gearbox. In astronomy, that can be a lot. We're down to arc seconds. We're doing photography and astronomy. Visual, not so much, but photography is critical. So I'm thinking possibly one of the reasons why I'm getting larger backlash on my right ascension axis is either flex in my mounting system. The belt goes across and I'm getting flex up in here, or it's the backlash in my gearbox. So being the experimenter that I am, and I went and designed a all belt gearbox. This is a 400 step NEMA 17. Attached the gears, the pulleys between it's a 12 tooth to a 60 tooth, 12 tooth to 60, 12 tooth to 60. So 12 to 60 3 times. Multiply that up and you have a 125 to 1 gear reduction. My goal redesigning this was to try to fit it in near the same space that this fit. So we got pretty close. Height, we're on. Width, we're on because I wanted to fit my current dimensions of my bracket. And then, I guess you could call this depth. Got wider. So movement back and forth to tension belt is going to be wider. I redesigned my bracket to leave some space for the pulleys. So this is where we're at. With a belt drive, I think we're going to have less backlash. Some of the videos I've seen on some of these belt pulley system gearboxes, it's near zero backlash. But with astronomy, we're measuring it down to the arc second. So I think my next test is to just flat out, let's replace the known gearbox with minutes of backlash with the currently unknown gearbox with unknown backlash. And we'll get a direct side-by-side comparison. Right now, my auto guiding is, declination is definitely less than half an arc second. Right ascension is around 1.5 to 2 arc seconds. With tweaking of PhD, I was able to kind of fine tune it. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, am I getting over aggressive? It's just bouncing back and forth. So rather than trying to do it software, let's continue on the hardware. PhD in other guiding software is known good, that I should be able to auto guide and get into that sub 1 arc second guiding. So my unknowns are my gearboxes right now. So let's, instead of tweaking PhD, let's tweak these mechanicals and see what we can get. See what the difference is. So I will probably be showing, I will be testing this. Right now the weather, of course, is bad. It's rainy and hot and humid, but mostly it's rainy right now. So I'm going to, what's nice about all of this is swapping out parts is pretty easy on my mount. If I want to test something, I just redesign it, print it. I am not going to rule out, obviously, flex from the 3D part to the other pulley of this flexing up and down when the belt is turning. I think it's highly unlikely the tension on the belt is uniform. Now, changing direction is going to cause, some stuff. Is it enough to show up? I don't know. We'll find out. So we'll see how this does. I think this gearbox is going to have a lot less backlash than this gearbox. We'll find out. Even though, I cannot feel, obviously feeling is one thing, but backlash in this gearbox is, to me, non-existent. But to the measurement specs of this gearbox, 20 minutes is a lot in astronomy terms. How much backlash is in this? I have no idea. It's tight. When I move, everything else moves. There's no slop anywhere. So we will find out. So this will be a direct replacement. I'll still have my adjustment back and forth. Not as much, but enough that I did have to get a smaller belt. Originally, my target point was to have the pulley in the middle and have plenty of adjustment. With this new redesign, I could not. So I did get a smaller, shorter GT3 belt to go onto these two pulleys. So I will have to take the mount apart, take declination off to get that other belt on. And while I'm doing that, I will be doing an inspection to see if anything has changed, if anything needs tightened up. So this is where we stand right now.